Do you see anyone trying to take pay per call and move it into different markets? Like I had a conversation with someone the other day. I live in South America. There's a lot of call centers in South America that service the US in English, but first language is Spanish. I know we don't have ACA in Colombia and other government subsidy programs, but I was thinking the economics of the cost of traffic in those markets with the infrastructure of call centers already being there, first language, do you see anyone being able to take pay per call and move it into those markets effectively with paid media?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, let's rewind for a second there. The highest margin phone calls you can run in the United States in any vertical is Spanish. And most people don't do that. And so that's an incredible opportunity. Same thing, inbound to a transfer center in Spanish, sell it to a Spanish whatever campaign. So that's a huge opportunity. But yes, absolutely. There are pay-per-call campaigns in other countries, but most people aren't running them like a traditional affiliate model. They're doing the marketing themselves. And I'm aware of some pretty big call centers that do all kinds of campaigns in Europe, Australia, even Asia. But it's not affiliates driving phone calls because they don't need to, because there's literally no competition in those countries to generate phone calls. So the companies are figuring out how to do it themselves and have their own marketing departments. That doesn't mean pay-per-call won't come. There's absolutely pay-per-call in the UK and Australia. And I think in some of these other countries, what will happen is smart marketer like you that's down in Colombia will be like, hey, I can open a call center. I know how to work with affiliates. You'll drive the traffic yourself, create the offers and campaigns, and then eventually affiliates will start to run international. And it'll be an incredible opportunity for everybody involved, because anytime that a campaign's not in a language that most affiliates natively speak, they don't see it, so they don't know it exists, they don't go to it, and there's no competition. So I know you're gonna post this video, but the reality is, for you specifically or anybody else that has that sort of edge, yeah, like I would be thinking about how I can reach non-English speaking Americans, non-English speaking Canadians, non-English speaking UK and Australians. I would be thinking about how you could go after Spanish speaking countries. You know, I think what's interesting is in some campaigns I used to run as an affiliate, we would look for socioeconomic indicators that certain areas in foreign countries were high income. And then we would localize our marketing in a real tight geographic area. For instance, Mexico City is extremely affluent. Most people don't know that. And you can make a lot of money running campaigns in Mexico City specifically because of that. And so you could have your Colombian call center that sells something to Mexico and then really target the higher income areas based on geography. Or a campaign that Harrison and I did really well with, we convinced a US advertiser to let us run traffic in Kuwait and other areas where there were really large military bases. And then we would run them in English and tightly geo-target the military bases. And those are all Americans. They would have these were physical products. They'd have their physical products shipped to the United States, or their, I forget what it's called, but it's like a PO box that gets to them overseas. And there was no competition. We were paying basically $0 CPM. And
zero competition.
Yeah, zero competition, no cost to the advertising. We were making something like 95% margins. And it wasn't like we were selling, you know, tons of these products, but these were 5-figure-a-day campaigns at 90% margin. And so I think anytime you can look where people aren't, or get really creative about your targeting, get really creative about your languages, you can find incredible opportunities. And I guarantee you over the next decade, someone just like you or you is gonna find a market that's in a foreign country, and they're gonna build a call campaign, and they're gonna make incredible amounts of money because there's no competition and there's no one thinking this way.